Hello, my name is Bridgette Wessels. I'm a Professor of Social Inequality at the University of Glasgow, focusing particularly on inequalities in the digital age. And I'm delighted to be joining you all in this conference, looking at the meaning of home and happy homes. What I would like to talk about, and we'll be talking about, is a focus on how we might create meaningful connected homes and looking at the relationship and the dynamics of households and digital technologies in terms of fostering well-being. My paper will sort of address the ways in which changes in household composition and household life and the pervasive use of data-driven services is impacting on the characteristics and the quality of home life. We know that remote work, the increase in remote working, online learning, platform-based consumption, rise use of telehealth and streamed entertainment, and our digitally mediated relationships are increasingly part of home lives. These services are often accessed, using what are now termed lively technologies, mobile apps, smart devices and sensors and so on. And these are all part of what I'm terming here the connected homes. And in many ways, being connected is essential to advance the economy. Certainly in the UK, it's central to its economy, it's central to society and to culture. However, connected homes are in many ways developing in an ad hoc way, in how they're configured, what people use, and the level of that use and the quality of that use. So in many ways, they are socially shaped. And they do exert an influence on households, but they're also experienced very differently depending on household culture and practice, on the actual house design and the type of housing, and also on geodemographic factors, life stage and well-being. And of course, recently, as COVID is showing, how they are used within public health crises. So understanding how the connected home can meet the needs and desires of households in all their diversity is important, especially with a focus on making sure that they don't reinforce or increase inequalities. And this is a major challenge to us all as society, to policymakers and to households. And part of that is knowing how people within households want to live with their technology. This is really, really important. So what this paper seeks to address is to look at the increasing use and reliance on digital connectivity and data services and how that might underpin developments of a connected home and what that means in terms of well-being. In many ways, feeling at home summarises the multidimensionality of well-being. It conveys how material living standards, services, information, security, communications, relationship and companionship create homes. The quality of home life and how it supports household members' well-being is relational, both within the household but also the ways in which home and household relate to neighbourhoods, to work, to commerce and with services. So in many ways, the home is an economic, social and cultural entity. And certainly historically, we see that its role within work, socialisation, care and well-being changes, as does the use of domestic spaces. As such, the home's deepening dependency on data-driven services requires to understand the domestication of these new technologies, these lively technologies, and the complex social shaping role it has within the home. And one way to look at that, or a framework to look at that, is to understand the social shaping of connected homes through first their materiality, the economic factors, the technological and the housing factors that are part of creating home. Secondly, we can look at the practices, household practices, the relationships people have with homes, what they do in the home and how they interact with technology and with data. And thirdly, knowledge, the knowledge of households in doing home, in using technologies, and that's sort of embedded in and is part of our social imaginaries of home and technologies. So to understand, in this paper, to understand the ways in which household practices are shaping the connected home within the context of both the materiality of home and the knowledge of home, I will discuss the ways in which households their practices of formal and informal work in the home, including care, consumption practices within home life, focusing a little on sustainability, household and king relationships, but also, the cultural activities in the home, art, hobbies, and the ways in which people engage culturally, politically, both through singular activities, but also through shared activities, and how those play out in the temporal and spatial dynamics of the home. And really the core argument I want to make in this paper is that we need to understand household perspectives, what households do in order to support the development of connected homes that can support their well-being. Thank you very much, and I look forward to meeting you all in due course.